Hi, a common question we get asked in a showroom is why would you want to pay extra for a washing machine when one of the basic models might do? Now what I want to do is to give you a handful of reasons why paying more for a washing machine might be more beneficial for you. Just before I start, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, just give us a quick thumbs up. What I do is I talk about household appliances like these. I do specialise in things like cordless vacuums, and there's normally a bit of tech in there as well. So I'd appreciate if you just give us a quick subscribe, then we'll make a start. The main reason I picked these two machines to look at, first of all, they're from the Bosch range, so it is a fair comparison. I'm not comparing one brand against another. But also price wise, at this time of recording, this machine here retails at £349 and this machine retails at £699. So basically it's twice the price. So really what I want to do is to give you some reasons why it's worth paying twice as much for this machine here. Now, although these are in no particular order, I suppose this first one is quite a major factor, and that's the load size, or the capacity as some people will call it. So on this model here, the WAJ model, this has a maximum load size of up to 7 kilograms, and as you go up to this flagship model here, the WAU model, then this has a maximum capacity of up to 9 kilograms. Now, depending on the family size, I suppose how many people you got in the household, how many washes you were doing, say, per week, then that can make a huge difference as to the capacity of the machine that you're looking at. What you'll find is if there are, say, 1 or 2 people in the household and you're not doing many washes per week, then something like a 7 kilogram may be okay. If you have got a large family, if you're doing several washes a day, which I know quite a few of our customers are, then it's really recommended to look at a bigger load. You know, go for, say, an 8 or at least a 9 kilogram machine, because what you'll find is if you have got a big family and if you're washing several times a day, then if you go for say a 6 or 7 kilogram machine, then you're washing constantly. You're going to be washing a lot more, I suppose, than you need to. If you go for a larger capacity, like a 9 kilogram, then it just means you're having to do less washes. Of course, it depends how you organise your washes as well. Next thing to consider is the spin speed of the machine. This is the maximum RPM, or revolutions per minute, that it will spin towards the end of the wash program to try and extract as much water out as possible. Now that's something I do tend to mention a lot to people. On this machine, this has maximum spin speed of up to 1200 RPM, and on this one it's 1400. And the main advantage of going for a 1400 spin is that it will extract more water out than compared to a 1200 RPM machine. Now, something to consider is if you do use a tumble dryer, then I know some people think, well, I'm going to put it in the dryer anyway, so I'll just go for the 1200. So to an extent that could be correct, but what you will find is that if you can get more water out, then it means it's spending less time in the tumble dryer, because it's actually a lot more expensive to use a tumble dryer compared to the increased RPM on your washing machine. I need to stand up for a minute, there's only so much my knees can take. I'm getting way too old to be kneeling down for the whole video. So anyway, the next thing to look at is the noise level of the machine. What you'll find is some machines will be a lot quieter than others. Now for some people, they're not too fussed. If you have the machine on when you're out, or if you just got it in a separate room, then noise isn't too important. But for a lot of people, especially if you use it on, say, economy 7, where you've got cheap electricity during the night, then that could be a really important factor. Also, if you've got an open plan, say an open plan laundry area or a kitchen, say a flatter apartment, which a lot of people are in now, then noise of the machine is actually really, really important. Now, some manufacturers, like Bosch, as you go to their higher end machines like this, then they use something called an inverter-motor. Now, first of all, the main advantage is that it is a lot quieter. Also, warranty on the motor. Warranty is something I'll cover in a moment. But warranty on the motor itself is 10 years, which is really good. So first of all, the noise level on this machine, the WAJ model, as you can see here, is 74 decibels. And as you go to this model, the WAU model, then you'll see it's 72 decibels. Now, first of all, I'm not quite sure why we've got different size energy labels. I think somebody's printed this out manually compared to this coming with the machine, so I excuse myself for that. But I know a lot of people are thinking, well, it's only 2 decibels. What you don't realise is for every 3 decibels, it's actually twice as loud. So for example, if there was a 3 decibel difference, then that machine would be twice as loud as that machine. So that's really something else to consider. Just while I've got the energy labels, one of the other things to look at is the energy efficiency of the whole appliance. So this is the amount of water and electricity that it will consume. And again, on the WAJ model, as you look here, so it shows you that it's 45 litres and of water. Sorry, I should have said that. So it's 45 litres of water. And as far as on the WAU model, it's 44 litres of water. And you're thinking, well, okay, that's only a litre difference. But don't forget, that's a 9 kilogram machine and that's a 7 kilogram load. So it does make quite a difference. Also the electricity at 69 and 66 kilowatt hours per 100 cycles. Over a year, over 3, 5, 10 years, that can make a huge difference. And I know for some people, especially if you're on a water meter, then that could be something to look at. Also, I know some people say, well, I'm not on a water meter, but what I always say is don't forget that even if you can reduce the amount of water that you're going into the machine and is heating up, then that reduces the cost of electricity as well. And I know certainly in the UK at the moment, the cost of electricity is only going one way, and it's certainly not down. Next thing to look at is what kind of display does the machine have. So when you turn the appliance on, it will come up with a nice clear display like this. I must admit the Bosch displays are normally very good. They normally use red. The sister company Siemens, they tend to use either blue or like a white display. But I must say the display on the Bosch machines are normally very good. And what it would do is just make sure you go for a machine that shows the time remaining in the program. I know if you're watching this you might not be thinking about a Bosch machine, but just make sure you go for one of these, or a machine that's got the display with the time remaining, because some of the programs are quite long. So you can see that's 3.5 hours. You know, some of them are around 3 hours, but if you go around to some of the other programs, then you're only looking at an hour. So at least you've got a good idea as to how long the programs will take. But then as you come over to the WAU machine, then when you turn it on, you'll see that the display is on another level. It really is a fantastic display on this. Now that's quite a normal noise for this machine. That's something I will explain in a moment. But what you'll find is that this uses a touch control display. There's a lot you can do on here. So apart from adjusting the spin speed, the temperatures, you've got extra rinses, that there is so much you can do on here. Now for some people you may not want that kind of display, but once you actually break it down to see how much you've got on here, then a lot of it is very useful. What they also display just on the front here, and this is common on quite a few of the higher end Bosch machines, that it will actually show you the energy efficiency for the program. So it normally goes from 1 to 5. So if you move it around to one of these other programs, then basically the more bars there are, the less energy efficient it is. Now something else to consider between these two machines is the dosing of the appliance. And what I mean by that is when you put the tablet or liquid or anything in, then this is just a manual drawer. You just pop everything in and away you go. As you come over to this machine, the WAU machine, this has something called IDOS. And when you open this, you'll see it's not a standard drawer, but what you do is you load it with a certain amount of liquid detergent and the fabric softener as well. And what it will do is it will actually take in the amount of liquid and the detergent required for each wash. So this is a much more energy efficient way. So you will save quite a bit of money doing it this way. Clearly there is a premium within the machine. That's why it is more expensive. But for some people, if you work out how many loads that you do every week or every month, if you can try and work out how much you would save by using something like this, there are some calculations normally on the Bosch website, then you know the payback period can be quite soon. But you have still got the option to manually dose if you want to. You've got the different options just on the display here, so you can turn the IDOS off if you want to. But this kind of concept I really like. Next thing to look at, have a look at the individual programs on the machine. What you can find that there might be certain programs that would help you, especially if you're doing a lot of washing. Then some of the programs could be a little bit quicker, because on this machine, although you've got a good range of things like the cotton and the longer programs, as you come over to the IDOS machine, the WAU machine, just turn it around here, Then you've got some very quick programs, things like the super quick 15 and 30. These are 15 and 30-minute programs. You've got other programs like the drum clean. That's something that goes down really well. That just tries to keep the machine clean, so it'll send it through a cleaning program. Also, you have got this one at the bottom here called additional programs. Just have a look at the individual programs on the machine. Again, you could find that there might be a program or two that might be worth going up to one of the better machines. Now, just while we're on the subject of the additional programs, and it's showing app on here, this tends to lead quite nicely into this. This is the Wi-Fi. Now, I know lots of people are thinking, well, it's a washing machine, why do I need to connect it up to my Wi-Fi? Now, what Bosch do is they use something called Home Connect, and this is an app that you can download onto your smartphone or tablet, and it's a great feature. We try and demonstrate it in a showroom, and what you'll find is that you've got features on it, like where you can start the machine when you're not there. It will also give you diagnostics as well. If there is a problem with the machine, then it has the ability for Bosch to get into the machine so they can see where the issue is. Also, as it shows here, you've got additional programs. So if there are certain programs that you want to download from the app and use on the machine, then you've got that facility. Plus you've got the option to update the software on it as well. So there is a lot you can do on here. So don't discount the concept of Wi-Fi through the appliance, because this really is the future of home appliance technology. Back on my knees again now. I've had a bit of a rest, so I should be okay for another minute or so. But one of the final things to mention between the two machines is the warranty. So as standard, Bosch appliances will come with a 2-year warranty. That's parts and labour. As you come up to this appliance, the WAU model, the idos model, then at the moment, this time of recording, it comes with a 5-year warranty. That's parts and labour. And I did mention about the motor having a 10-year guarantee, and that's just on the motor itself, so it's not the labour side that's covered. But again, that's something else to compare, and it could be a reason to go up to this appliance. Some people like the peace of mind. If you're going to buy this machine and extend the warranty on it, by the time you've done that, personally I'd just say go for the better machine to start with. I hope that's been quite useful for you, just some of the reasons to go up to one of the better machines when you're buying a washing machine. I know for some people you're thinking, well, I only want to spend £200-300 and that's it, that's the budget, and that's fine. But for some people, if you've not bought a washing machine for several years, you've got no idea on things like the cost of them, then just go in with an open mind. This is why I always recommend coming into a showroom like ours. There's a lot of us across the UK where we've got showrooms where we can plug them in, show you what they do. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. I always knew it was going to be pretty quick. There are quite a few things to talk about, differences in washing machines, but I think I've pretty much covered the basics. What I'd normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel, just give us a quick thumbs up, and I'd always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video. As I mentioned, I think I've pretty much covered a lot of the differences. If there is something that I've missed, because I'm sure there will be, then just pop it in the comments. Also, if you've got any questions on some of the appliances, especially as you go up to the idos, because there's quite a lot to talk about. If you've got any questions, then just let me know. Put it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Also, if you have got either of these machines, then just let me know what you think, because I do appreciate the feedback on them. Thanks for watching.